This team is prone to giving me heart attacks. My heart can't take it, man. These close games, this scary stuff, this heart attack inducing past couple of games against the New York Mets. Oh my god. Oh my god. Jesus. Jesus. Let's go, Bomer. Let's go. Let's fucking go, Bomer. Get ourselves a nice stronghold on this nice 4-game series here. You win the first 2 games. You walk it off in the bottom of the 10th inning after Seranthony Dominguez walks the tightest rope I've ever seen in my life. No thanks to the umpire, because the umpire, during that inning specifically, was dreadful. Missed a couple of strike calls. Lindor should have been out after, he forgets the count. He thinks he walks, and then the umpire gives him a free timeout. He should have been out. 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 But I digress. He struck out on the very next pitch. And then he gets the Pete Alonso. He finds a way to get out of it. He finds a way to get out of it. If I'm just looking at today's game, it's just, you go to Kimbrel in the 9th. And I think Rob goes to Kimbrel in the 9th. It's so induced by how little he trusts Seranthony. That's what I believe. How little he trusts Seranthony. If Seranthony was just a little bit consistent this year and his numbers were better and he wasn't, coughing up home runs every goddamn second, Seranthony probably would have got the 9th inning. He probably would have. Kimbrel, his first time this season on, being used 3 days in a row. Soto, he got 2 easy outs, 2 very quick outs. And then, of course, he allows the home run to Lindor, and he can't get the 3rd out of the inning. That's the only reason why you're in that goddamn mess to begin with. Kimbrel would have had the 9th with a 4-2 lead. Okay, he gives up the home run to Beatty. It's 4-3. Not guaranteed he gets the save, but it's not guaranteed he blows the save either. So one of the main reasons why you're even in that mess is because of Gregory Soto. So, and I don't blame, for guys going to Soto. You could have made the things that why you're only using Hoffman for 1 pitch on a wraparound. And that was the 3rd game in a row Hoffman was used too. So I'm not concerned about Rob's moves today. I don't blame Rob at all for his decisions. The players got to perform. Kimbrel needed to perform in the 9th. Soto needed to get 1 more out. And then, thankfully, Seranthony did not implode after going through a ton of adversity throughout that inning. Thankfully, he didn't. Thankfully, he did not. Offense, you got the timely hits today. JT actually got a fucking home run in his home ballpark. Holy shit. I think I saw on Twitter throughout that game, after that home run by JT Realmuto was hit, that was his first home run this year with a runner in scoring position. That was his first home run this season with a runner in scoring position. Holy shit. It's been that weird of a year for JT. It's not like he hasn't had a multi-run home run this year. He just has been hitting home runs when guys were on first base. So that really just shows you how weird JT's season is going. But good for him to give the Phillies the 3-2 lead. And for Taijuan Walker, I thought he was fine today. I thought he was perfectly fine. Today. Gives you 6 innings, gives you 2 earned runs, quality starts. He got into a little bit of a jam in the 5th, but he got a huge, pickoff attempt at second base, which got him, basically out of the inning in that situation. And he settled down throughout the game. Got a lucky, basically a lucky run for the Mets in the top of the 1st inning because the wind kept the ball in play. So you were playing basically with Mother Nature right there. And yeah, he allows a couple of hits in the 5th that allows a run. But overall, 6 innings, 2 earned runs. That is perfectly reasonable for Taijuan Walker, and that's his best start in a while. That is his best start in so long. Holy hell. Holy hell. And Kyle Schwarber gets over the RBI knock, so that's good to see. Alec Bohm gets another RBI too, so he's getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to 100 RBIs, and he's still 2 homers shy of 20, so if he gets to that 20 mark, he gets over 100 RBIs. Oh boy, I cannot wait for the future of Alec Bohm if that's the case. Nick Castellanos with over 100 RBI, Schwarber now with over 100 RBI, and Bohm's close to it. One thing I am slightly concerned about, Trey Turner, I believe he's over his last 13, over his last 14 or something like that. He's still getting on base by the walk and all that stuff, which is still good. He's getting on base, but the main issue right now, he's slumping at the plate. And I guess you can say he was overdue for a major slump at the plate, but he's kind of doing it at the worst possible time. Hopefully he can figure that out by the time playoffs come, and I'm sure he'll figure it out. I trust Trey Turner with all my life. He's been flat out amazing for you for the past month and a half. I'm fully guaranteeing he's going to bounce back. He's in a little bit of a skid right now. He was overdue for a skid, I believe, at this point with how hot he was. So other guys got to chip in. Other guys need to chip in, and it was good that you're seeing Nick Castellanos get hot for the past couple of games. JT, hopefully, he gets a fucking multi-run home run at home. Maybe he can finally figure it the fuck out. It's not guaranteed, though. It definitely isn't. Bohm being your consistent RBI guy, and that's good. That is good. Now, for the next 2 games, it's still very up in the air because you don't know if the next 2 games are even going to be played the next 2 days because of how bad the weather is supposed to be in Philadelphia. Tomorrow's supposed to rain all day. Sunday looks like it's supposed to rain all day. Even Monday, too. So I have no idea what they're going to do over this course in terms of the ball games. Are they just going to try to find a break in the weather just to try to get the games going? I have no idea. I don't think tomorrow's going to get played. Sunday's very up in the air. Maybe they try to find a window. But, I don't know. I don't know how the next 2 games go. But honestly, it could be very beneficial to the Phillies to get some rest. To get some rest for these guys. They've been playing a lot of baseball over the past week and a half. They've been playing a lot of baseball. So, they definitely could use a day off. They definitely could use a day off, especially this rope bullpen. They can definitely use it. Definitely use it. Still not guaranteed that they had the day off tomorrow for the rain. We'll find out basically because it is a 4 o'clock start. So we'll probably find out during the early afternoon. Because the rain's supposed to start overnight. And it's supposed to basically go all Saturday. So, and we're even questioning, because like I said a couple of days ago, I was going to be going to New York tomorrow to see my sister, but we might not even do that now because of the rain. So, it's still up in the air. Especially with the game. So, we'll basically figure that out. If the game's not there tomorrow and there's, I'm not going to New York, maybe we'll do just some type of random stream, some, fun stuff tomorrow. We'll figure it out, but that's a talk for another time. We still got to figure out if there even is a game tomorrow to figure that out with. But also, you got a ton of help from the other teams around the wild card standings losing today. Basically, every team lost besides the Chicago Cubs. The Diamondbacks got blew out by the Yankees. The Marlins got fucking destroyed by the Brewers. It got to the point where they're using Rowdy Tellez to close the game. I believe they won 16-1. So that helped. The Reds lost. So basically everyone that's fighting for those final wildcard spots lost. So your magic number to clinch a playoff berth coming into this game was 5. Now it's down to 3 because the Marlins lost and you won. So that drops it by 2. And I believe your magic number to clinch the top wild card spot is down to 4 because you won and the Diamondbacks lost. So that really helps. And you can still get the 90 wins. You're like right on the brink of getting the 90 wins. You're at 85 currently. What was their win total last year? 87. So they definitely can top their win total from last year. So that definitely is in the books, in the playing cards there. So yeah, things are going good right now. This team is finding ways to win, and they're finding ways to win in September, something that they didn't do. Nick Castellanos talked a couple of days ago about, how last year September was them going into it, taking a big learning curve, and now they're using that experience in September, and especially their run to the playoffs last year to the World Series. Now they're implementing it into September this year. They're finding ways to win now. Even though you lose that 4-game series against Atlanta at home, you lost that series to the Marlins, you followed that up by winning a series against the bad St. Louis team, winning a series against the Braves directly after you saw them and they won a series at home against you. Now, you go up against another division rival who is not good. You just eliminated them from the playoff picture. Like, mathematically, you just eliminated them. And you took the first 2 games in a 4-game series. And you have a chance to win the series whenever the next game is played. So yeah, Keep taking advantage of it. You have a good schedule here to rack up some wins, to get closer to that 90-win mark, get yourself some nice comfort, and just relax. Because the closer and faster that you clinch that top wildcard spot, the sooner you can get some guys some much-needed rest going into the playoffs. Because you desperately need some rest for a lot of these guys. A lot of guys in the bullpen. Kimbrel could use some rest. Hoffman can use some rest. Soto, Alvarado can use some rest. Seraphini, a lot of these guys, honestly. Even guys that are playing, Stock could use some rest. I would assume Schwarber, Castellanos and all that stuff. JT definitely can use a much rest as he needs. Pitching can use a rest, the starting rotation. Harper can use some rest. Trey can use some rest, especially since he's in a little bit of a slump. So, yeah. The closer and faster that you clinch that top wildcard spot, the sooner you can start implementing some guys getting some days off here on the final stretch. You definitely can. And that's really important. That is really important to get some guys some off days. It really is. Because if you look at the wildcard standings after today, you're 4 games up on the Diamondbacks now, and you're 5 games ahead of the Cubs, who are currently holding that last wildcard spot. You're 6 games ahead of the Marlins, 6.5 ahead of the Reds, and then basically that's it from there. So you got yourself some nice cushion, which is really helpful to you, really beneficial. The more you win, the sooner you clinch that season berth and clinch that top seed. They're going to clinch the top seed. They're going to. It's only a matter of time at this point. It really is. The Diamondbacks, they were on a nice winning streak. They got blown out today, so maybe that means their streak, they're going to be going to a little bit of a slump here, so that definitely will help your cause. The Marlins, they're playing the Brewers this week, so especially with the way today went, who knows how much this series is going to go for Miami, and especially with the news that came after today that they lost Alcantara for the rest of the year because he was in his rehab start. He felt more tightness in his elbow, so they're just shutting him down. So, yeah, you got yourself some much-needed separation these past few days. You won yesterday when basically no one was playing, and you won today when basically everyone around you lost besides the Cubs. And I'm not even really worried about the Cubs. They're in their own boat trying to get that second wildcard spot from the Diamondbacks. That's basically their worry right now. That's their worry, getting that second wildcard spot. And if we look at today's game, just go through the entire thing. Top of the first inning, Mets score first. Leadoff walk by Alonso. He manages to get to second base on a force out. Alonso then gets a very, beneficial double from Mother Nature. Kept the ball fair. And it became a ground rule double. So that scored a run. Phillies, the offense takes a little bit to get going. It definitely does. The Mets do get the second run of the ball game. That was in the top of the 5th. Ortega and Narvaez with back-to-back singles, which led to another single by Brandon Nimmo, which scored a run to make it 2-0. That's when eventually Taijuan Walker managed to pick off Narvaez from second base to get a huge out there. Then he managed to strike out Lindor to end off that 5th inning. He gets a 1-2-3 in the top of the 6th. That finished off his very solid night on the bump. Then you go bottom 6. Bryce Harper gets hit by a pitch. Alec Bohm reaches on an infield single off a little bit of a mistake from the infield of the Mets. They botch, a play trying to go to second base. So you get 2 runners on. Bryson Stott ends up striking out. But then you get the JT Realmuto. First pitch swinging. This dude first pitch swinging like he's been doing it all year. Fucking crushes it. JT, sometimes you have swings where you look like you've been swinging like that all season. Can you please do that consistently? Because this dude crushed the ball. Saw the ball right out of the pitcher's hands and crushed it. 3-2 Phillies lead, puts them on top. Strom gets a nice shutdown inning in the top of the 7th, goes 1-2-3 very quickly. Bottom 7th inning, Rojas with a single. He eventually steals second base. And then Schwarber with a nice, poke single to left field, scores Rojas. Gives the Phillies a nice 4-2 lead. Soto comes in, gets the first 2 guys out, but then allows a home run to Lindor on a 1-2 count. The ball just got out of the ballpark thanks to the wind. It probably would have stayed in if the wind wasn't blowing, honestly. It just got helped by the wind. So, becomes a 4-3 lead. Then McNeil gets a single on an infield hit on an 0-2 count, so Rob has to go back to the bullpen to get Hoffman to come into the game, and Hoffman only needs one out to get Alonso to pop up. So, yeah, that happened. Bottom of the 8th inning, Phillies go down technically 1-2-3. Stott did have a leadoff single, but he got thrown out at second base, so that sucks. Go top of the 9th inning. Craig Kimbrell gets the first out, but then in a 2-strike count, after throwing basically all fastballs this entire at bat, I'm not sure of the pitch calling here. He's basically just shaking off JT this entire time, and he was perfectly set up for a curveball in this at bat to Beatty, but nope, he just continued to throw fastballs. He left one right over the middle of the plate, and Beatty crushed it to tie the ball game up. Then he manages to get the next couple of guys out. Vogelbach actually almost went deep, so thankfully the wind kept that in. Bottom of the 9th inning, Pache led off with a walk. Rojas sacrificed him over. Schwarber grounded out, which got Pache over the third base, so technically Schwarber did and didn't do his job there. And then Trey Turner grounded out, couldn't beat out the throw to first base. So we're going to extras. So Anthony Dominguez gets a leadoff ground out, which doesn't advance the ghost runner. He then walks Nimmo, which is the most annoying thing in the goddamn world. I hate seeing this guy walks with the way he just runs the fucking first base. It pisses me off. Lindor, after an 0-2 count, comes back 3-2, gets lost in the count, thinks he walked on ball 4 when it was ball 3, and then it takes 20 years for him to get back into the batter's box. For some reason, the umpire does not call him out for a pitch clock violation. He gives him an extra timeout and everything like that. The Phillies are pissed. Everyone's confused. He should have been out, but Sir Anthony Dominguez gets him on a slider for 2 outs. Then he gets up 0-2 on Jeff McNeil and walks him. Completely unhittable pitches the next 4 pitches against McNeil. Then you got to face Pete Alonso. Strike 1 on a foul ball. Ball 1. Foul ball again. Ball 2. Pete Alonso calls a timeout. Then slider on the outside gets Pete Alonso to swing and miss. Sir Anthony gets out of the bases loaded jam, walking a major tightrope. Everyone getting a fucking heart attack. I was screaming in my living room the entire time. I'm like, just fucking throw a strike, Sir Anthony. That's all you gotta do. Just fucking throw a strike. And thankfully, he got out of it. And thankfully, he did. End it off. So now, you go to the bottom of the 10th. Trey Turner is the ghost runner. The Mets, being pussies, decided to intentionally walk Bryce Harper. And then you know what happened? Alec Bohm bleeder into the right field corner, and Trey Turner scores. So, yeah, Bohm made him pay, once again, for intentionally walking Bryce Harper. That's what you get for being cowards. Face Harper. Face Harper. Let Harper beat you. But no, they didn't want to do that. They didn't want to do that. Bohm beat you. So yeah, Phillies win 5-4. Looking at the lineup today, Phillies had 9 hits. Kyle Schwarber went 2 for 5, so that's nice to see with an RBI. Trey Turner 0 for 4. He had another walk, but still he's hitless in the last few games. Bryce Harper 1 for 2 with 2 walks. Alec Bohm 2 for 5 with the walk-off RBI single. Bryson Stott 1 for 4. JT Realmuto 1 for 4 with the 3-run shot. Nick Castellanos 1 for 4. Brandon Marsh 0 for 3. He's definitely slumping in September. Pache came in to pinch it in the 9th. He walked. And then Johan Rojas 1 for 3. Phillies went 3 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Looking at the pitching today, Taijuan Walker, I thought he was perfectly fine. 6 innings, 5 hits allowed, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts on 105 pitches. A quality start. Quality start. That is the definition of a quality start. Very efficient. Matt Strahm has a very short and quick 7th inning, 8 pitches needed. Soto allows 2 hits, strikes out 1, and allows a home run. He threw 12 strikes out of 13 pitches that inning and couldn't get 3 outs. So Hoffman had to come in, throws 1 pitch to get out of the inning. Kimbrell blows the save, 18 pitches there. And then Sir Anthony Dominguez walks 2 and strikes out 2 on 29 pitches. So, Jesus. Basically, no pitcher's going to be available tomorrow. Jose Alvarado, even though they're probably not going to be playing tomorrow, I'm just, basing it here if the game is being played tomorrow. But you never know. Jesus. My nerves. My goddamn nerves. Just are my goddamn nerves. Holy hell. 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 Now itchy. My back's freaking itching this entire time. Jesus Christ. Seriously, it's just when the weather gets weird and like cold, it's starting to get colder a little bit just because of the rain that's probably coming in. It's going to be a little bit colder this weekend with the rain coming in. And that's going to be doing weird things to my allergies and all that crap. So, yeah, fun times. Fun times. But my back was, I don't know how I transitioned from back itching to allergies. I don't know how I transitioned to that. So, yeah. Just a little craziness tonight, boys. That's all. Just a little craziness. Just a little craziness. So, if you're looking at tomorrow, if the game is played, that is a big if. That is a big if. If the game is played, it is going to be Zack Wheeler going up against Jose Quintana. That is going to be the matchup for tomorrow. And say if the game is played on Sunday, it's Christopher Sanchez against Jose Butto. So, lefty on the mound for the Mets tomorrow, righty on Sunday. But like I said, I do not expect tomorrow to be played. I'm expecting a doubleheader at some point, whether it's Sunday or Monday. And that's basically it. I just don't expect them to play tomorrow. That's just the way everything is going. And honestly, maybe the Diamondbacks don't even play tomorrow either with the rain that's going to be in New York, because it's supposed to be raining in Philadelphia and New York. So maybe the Diamondbacks won't even play either. So we'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see what happens with all that stuff. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. My nerves, man. Can we please just get like a blowout with the Mets? Like, can we just please blow them out? Not let them be involved in the game? Just come on. Come on. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe that'll happen one of these games. Maybe it will. So, we don't have any calls here on the Anytime Hotline. Let me get to the YouTube feed before we end tonight's stream off. So, Star Wars, how you doing? Austin, glad we're righting the ship after listing heavily to the Mets' favor. Let's keep it up. Happy for JT. I hate the Mets with a passion. How were they celebrating was really embarrassing. Do they realize the Phillies were going to make the playoffs anyway? Really worried about the Penn moves and Thompson's moves. Hoffman should have pitched the 9th. Kimbrel 3 straight games. I mean, it's over. Phillies have the 4th seed pretty much. Well, I don't blame Rob for doing it. You know, technically Hoffman, that was his 3rd day being used in a row as well. So I guess he didn't want to use them 3rd days in a row on a wraparound inning, because wraparound innings for the Phillies never work out. So I understand the logic. And like I said, if Seranthony Dominguez was, you know, pitching way better than he was basically this entire season, if he was just consistent, basically if Seranthony Dominguez was just consistently good, he would have gotten the 9th, and you didn't need to use Kimbrel. Kimbrel being used in the 9th basically showcases how little faith they have in Seranthony to close a ball game out, especially with a 1-run lead. That's basically what it showed me there. That is basically what it showed me. When Alonso was up with the bases loaded, I was 100% sure he wasn't going to score. He's the least clutch player in the league. Oh shit. Chad Bohm is my mom's favorite player, so she was going crazy. I'm jealous of Bohm's hair. I'm growing that flow out, getting the Alec Bohm flow going. Gotta get it going. A wonderful win, and Seranthony made it so stressful, but Bohm wins it again. Thanks, JT. Turner, yeah, Turner's definitely been slumping lately. I think he'll get out of it. I think he deserves the benefit of the doubt now to get out of it. That JT first home, it is insane on how weird his season has been this year. It really has been. Alonso hasn't been the same since the All-Star break. Well, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked with the way this Mets season is going. You know, with all the stuff talking about, you know, Alonso might be traded in the offseason, on all this stuff on how he's bad for the locker room and all that crap. So who knows? Who knows what's the case going down? Yep, 3 guys will have 100 RBIs for the Phillies. I do guarantee that. I do guarantee that. Yeah, what a game. What a stressful game. I was willing to trade Bowman a Bellinger trade at the deadline. Glad we didn't do that. Yeah. With the way Bohm is definitely one of the biggest bats for this team this year. Castellanos last year, 13 home runs. Yep, him and Bohm. Combining for 26 home runs last year. That's unacceptable. That is unacceptable. And now both of them, Castellanos has 28 this year, Bohm has 18, and they're both going to have, combined near 200 RBI. Think about that. Think about that. Just think about this. If Nick Castellanos played like this last season, Phillies would have won the World Series. If Nick Castellanos played this way last season, the Phillies would have won the World Series. I fully guarantee it. Nick Castellanos playing the way that he is this year, if he did that last season, they would have won. Sadly, that wasn't the case. But thankfully, we got this version of Nick Castellanos now. Big stick Nick. I'll say that Monday is the best day of the weekend. Sunday, they may even try to get the game in, but we'll see. They should have just canceled tomorrow already. They're probably going to, because I feel like MLB just doesn't want to try to cancel these games and shit like that just because of how much implication there are in a lot of these games this weekend. So they're probably going to try to look and see if there's a break in the rain. If there's not, they'll probably cancel it. So that's what I'm thinking at least. So that's what I think. Yep, Aaron Judge did go off against the Diamondbacks. He had 3 home runs in the game. Definitely went off. Helped us a lot out. I think Cincy ends up clinching that last spot. Cubs and Fish just keep losing games they need to win. Well, the Cubs did win today. So who knows what could happen? Here in Chicago, everyone is panicking about the Bears and the Cubs. Let's see. Yeah, clinch sooner rather than later, I agree. The only team anyone in Chicago has hope for is the Blackhawks. Every other team is a dumpster fire or mediocre. Well, the Blackhawks, yeah, they got Connor Bedard, but they're still going to be bad for a while. They have no one surrounding Connor Bedard. Which closer do we trust the most in the playoffs? I just can't trust Kimbrel in the playoff games. I'm sorry. Kimbrel's going to be the guy. That's what I'm expecting. Kimbrel's going to be the guy. I think he deserves the right to have the trust this year because he's been more consistent than not in these situations. Yeah, sadly, lately, he has been more human. And also, this was actually his first earned run of September. It doesn't feel like it because he's been playing with a lot of, close situations in his outings lately. But this is actually the first earned run that he has allowed this month, which is very shocking to hear. I know it is. It really is. But Kimbrel's going to be the guy in the playoffs until he's not. That's basically what it's going to be. He's going to be the guy in the playoffs until he proves it not to be. But they did bring up this kid, Orion Kerkering, I believe that's how his name is pronounced. Electric stuff. He was drafted last year, I believe in the 5th round. Worked his way up the minor league system. Low A, high A, went to Double A, played a game or 2 in Triple A, and now he's already up in the major leagues. Maybe he showcases what he does during this back stretch of the season. He's eligible for the postseason roster. Don't forget, he's eligible for the postseason roster, this kid. He's got an A-plus fastball, and scouts say that his slider is fucking nasty. It was the best slider that scouts have seen in Double A this year. This kid is nasty. This kid is very nasty, and he could be a major horse for this bullpen for a long time to come. And if he proves it this, back stretch and he gets into that postseason bullpen rotation, that bullpen lineup, that could be a major weapon for this team. If he can find a way, to be good in the playoffs and be good for this team in Major League Ball. It's a lot to ask of a very young kid that was just drafted last season, but he could be a very major help for this bullpen if that's the case. Let's see. Everyone deserves the weekend off. If this weekend gets rained out, we would have to make it up on Monday. Both teams are scheduled for an off day. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Happening. Hayes, he would have gave up runs except for Cass' great throw. Oh, yeah, he definitely would have. But, Castellanos was the reason why he didn't have an earned run. We unfortunately won't see Rhys. Yeah, most likely not. The only way you're seeing Rhys Hoskins is if you get to the World Series, and that's still very up in the air. Like, it could be possible. He could be like a Kyle Schwarber from the 2016 Cubs that comes back in the 2016 World Series. But at this point, I don't see it happening. Because I feel like right now, I either read that Kerkering is going to be used as, a replacement for Rhys because, you get that little bit of a loophole because Rhys is on the 60-day IL. And you can put Kerkering on the playoff roster. So there's definitely a lot of, things going on there. But if Kerkering proves himself and could be a major guy for you out of this pen, being a young kid that he is and with all the nasty stuff that he got, with, not many teams knowing what he is, he could be a major use for you, man. He could be a major use for you. He's got nasty stuff. A+ fastball that can top 100 and a nasty slider. That's closer stuff. That is closer stuff. I'm not sure if he was used as a closer in AA and all that stuff. I gotta look at that up, actually. I gotta look this up. Orion Kerkering, I believe that is his name, how it's pronounced. Let me look at his numbers down in the minors this year. So, I believe this is, okay, let's see, 2023. Let's look at his numbers. Let's look at his numbers for 2023. In Clearwater, he pitched in, actually, that's the Florida League or something like that. Trying to look at his numbers here. Here we go. That's advanced stats. Okay. Where are his career stats? Here we go. Here we go. Okay. In 10 innings pitched in Clearwater this year, had a 0 ERA, 1-0, 9 games pitched, 4 saves, and 4 save opportunities. He had 18 strikeouts and a whip of .29. That's very good. Then he got up the call to Jersey Shore Plus A. In 18 games, he had a 1.77 ERA with 3 saves and 3 opportunities. He was 2-0, 27 strikeouts, a whip of .93. In AA, he pitched in 21 games, 7 saves and 8 opportunities, 2.05 ERA. He was 0-1. He had 33 strikeouts, a whip of .1.09, which is very good. And in AAA this year, he only pitched in 1 game, didn't allow a run, struck out 1. He allowed 2 hits, and that was basically it. He was 1-0 in that 1 appearance. So, 1 appearance in AAA to get used to Major League Ball, he gets called up. Why not bring him up? Why not give him a chance? Because basically, AAA is the true, development league. No one really. There's a lot of prospects that just go from AA to the majors lately. So why not let this kid be it? Let's see what he got. Let's see what he has. Because who knows, man? It could be really good. Rhys won't be here next year. Yeah, I'm not worried about next year, but yeah, I'm not expecting Rhys to come back. Especially now that you got Harper at first. I watched Rhys home run versus Strider in the playoff game over 1,000 times, an all-time Phillies moment. Yep, definitely is. Definitely is. Maybe that'll be Nick Castellanos or Alec Bohm now. Maybe that'll be it. But yeah. Got yourself a nice thing going there for you. Definitely. But yeah. You're in good shape right now. I know a lot of people now are still talking about the Padres. Right now, they're in the top of the 6th inning. They're tied with the Cardinals. So, yeah, they still can make a push. But everything has to go wrong for a lot of these teams for the Padres to make the playoffs. They're 4.5 games out of that last spot. So, yeah, anything could happen, but I still think it's too little too late for San Diego. I really do think it is. I really think it's a little too late for San Diego, in my honest opinion. So, yeah, that's where we stand. So, that's where it's going to be ending tonight, everybody. Good win for the Phillies. They get some space. They lower their magic number to 3, and that's the most important thing. Not sure if the game's going to get played tomorrow. The weather just looks very bad for the next 2 days, so we'll definitely see. If there's no game tomorrow, maybe we'll just have a nice hangout stream during the nighttime and stuff like that. Maybe we'll play some games. I have my, capture card and all that stuff, so maybe we can do some fun things there. So, yeah, that's going to do it for today. Oh, my God. That'll do it for tonight, everybody. Thank you for joining the stream, as always. So don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It does me a great deal of service. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, or if you're a current subscriber, definitely recommend it to other people. I would appreciate you for that. Also, use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK. Great deal. Do not pass it up.